Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Riska Damayanti. I am a student at Department of Mathematics Education from class 1A, UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta. My identity number is 112301 Penta 014. In this video, we will learn about solid figure. So, let's get started. Now, let us move to this problem. One morning, Riska decided to clean her brother's room for a weekly general cleaning. She found under his brother's bed the toys he was looking for the past week. She found a ball, Rubik's Cube, drum, Lego brick, Traficon, and a paperweight. These are some of the objects that Riska found under his brother's bed: the Rubik's Cube and a paperweight. Are these objects the same as polygons? No, these objects have three dimensions, which are the height, the width, and the length. Now, what do we call this object? These objects are called solid figure. They are also called space figure or 3D shapes. Solid figures are three-dimensional figures. A three-dimensional object has length, width, and height. Moreover, they may have faces, edges, and vertices. Let us move to the different parts of a solid figure. The image on the right has a vertex. Vertex is a point where edges meet. The middle image, these are called faces. Faces are flat surfaces of a solid figure. How about the edges? An edges is a format when two faces meet. An edges is a straight line segment. Now, let's move to this figure. What do we call this figure? This is called rectangular prism. Rectangular prism is a solid figure that has six sides, called faces, that are rectangles. This can be thought of as an fancy name for something that has the shape of a cardboard box. A rectangular prism shows up all around us. It has six faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. The formula for a rectangular prism, volume, equals L times W times H. Note: L is length, W is width, and H is height. Let's move to this figure. This is a cube. Cubes are just a special case of rectangular prism. Cubes are solid figures that have six faces that are all squares of the same size. Since the square is a rectangle, a cube has six faces that are all rectangles, so a cube is a rectangular prism. A cube has six faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. The formula for a cube, volume, equals A times A times A times A. Note: A is edges. Moving on, this figure is called cone. Cone is a solid figure that has a circular face on one end, called the base, and where the side meet is called the vertex. If the vertex is over the center of the base, it is called a right cone. If it is not, it is called an oblique cone. It also has two faces, one edges, and one vertex. The formula for a cone, volume, equals 1/3 times B times R square times H. Notes: R is base radius of the cone, and h is height of the cone. I know you are familiar with this object. Can you name this object? Perfect! This is a pyramid. Pyramid is a solid figure that has a polygon as its base on one end and triangular faces all meeting at a single point on the other end. It has 5 faces, 8 edges, and 5 vertices. The formula for a pyramid: volume equals 1/3 times b times h. Notes: b is base area and h is height. Can you guess what the figure is this? This is a sphere. Sphere is a solid figure that is round and has the shape of a ball. It has one face, 0 edges, and 0 vertex. The formula for a sphere: d equals 2 times r. Notes: r is radius and d is diameter. Cylinder is a solid figure that has 2 circular bases and 1 curved side. Remember when I explained what a cone is? Well, a cylinder is similar to a cone except that, rather than only one circular base and a point on the other end, there are circular bases on both ends connected by the curved sides. Cylinder has the faces, 0 edges, and 0 vertex. The formula for a cylinder: volume equals p times r square times h. Notes: r is radius and h is height. Solid figures are either polyhedron and non-polyhedron. A polyhedron is a three-dimensional figure whose surfaces are polygons. A polyhedron may be a prism or a pyramid. A prism is a polyhedron with exactly 2 faces that are congruent and parallel. These faces are called bases. Other faces are called lateral faces. Some examples of prism are triangular prism, rectangular prism, and octagonal prism. A pyramid is a polyhedron in which one face, also called the base, can be any polygon. The other faces, also called lateral faces or triangular sides, are triangles that meet at a common vertex. If the base is square, we call it square pyramid, and if the base is triangular, we call it triangular pyramid. These are examples of non-polyhedron. We have cylinder, sphere, and cone. Let's have this activity. On Sunday, Laura had a birthday party at her house. Laura invited quite a lot of people such as her family, relatives, and school friends. Before the birthday event started, Laura distributed concept birthday hats to her relatives and friends. The birthday hat is 80 cm high and the base radius is 8 cm. What is the volume of the hat? Let's move on to the answer. Is known, radius is 8 cm and height is 18 cm. What the being asked is volume. So, plugging into the formula, we have 1/3 times pi times the radius square or 8 cm square times the height or 18 centimeters. Start by simplifying the exponent and moving pi to the end. Before that, we multiply 8 cm by the power of 2. Then, we get the result 64 cm square. So we have 1/3 times 64 centimeters square times 18 centimeters times pi. Next, we multiply 1/3 by 18. Then we get the result, namely 6. Now, multiplying 64 centimeters squared times 6 centimeter is 384 centimeters cubed. So, we have 384 pi centimeters cubed. Remember, the pi is approximately equal to 22.7 or 3.14. So, we can estimate the volume by plugging in the 3.14 for pi. So, we have 384 times 3.14, which is equal to 1205.7 and 6 centimeters cubed. So, the volume of the head is approximately equal to 1205.7 and 6 centimeters cubed. Okay, that's a solid figure material explanational for me. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.